I also kind of feel bad for Dynasty. So I did see the new mask for New. That just, it seems way better, especially than Mask Predation, I should say, right? And Mask Predation is just, it's like $140 for a Majestic Cold Foil. Hey, Oda. Ooh. Oda? No, how would you say it? Odaru? Correct me, please. I'm so bad with phonetics. Anyway, let's see what we can pull. So, what we care about is the back. Well, actually the foils, because maybe we can do something with them. Let's take out the foils. Other than that, the commons are just meh. Definitely don't need more of them. I have so many boxes of filler. And then just 2 rares, so don't even need them either. Don't care about the foils and the M's. Hopefully we can get something. Foil silver. Kind of nice, but I am sort of on a quest to get 10 cold foil silver, right? I'm at 4. It's annoying because here in Oz they're kind of hard and I can just see the listing on TCG Player, and yeah. Oh well. Other than that, it's fine. I'll slide into the Melody deck, right? I can have 4 cold foil, 6 normal. It kind of sates me for a little bit. Roto Ram, Life of the Party, and an Earthball Bounty. Also going to be a fun card. Maybe it sees play in Guardian, right? A bit more than it has been. Has it? It sees play anyway for the Temper, if I'm not wrong, right? But obviously, because Mystic with the draw could be quite nice. A Foil Icelander. Too bad. Too bad it really doesn't matter, because obviously, even if they, bring Icelander back, this version is not it. But still, a nice looking card, especially exactly how I have the lighting set up, so make sure I don't touch anything. That looks fantastic on camera, does it not? Let's see if we can find any other great foils to do. Oh, and a Klloo Pounder, so obviously, there goes the Icelander. It's not foil. But a Klloo Pounder is nice too. You know what I'm curious about, actually? The new Supercell card with Hyperdrivers. I wonder if that's going to see play in Dash. Old Dash, I should say. Right, with Dash putting out... can she put out a Hyperdriver? I can't remember. Does it have to be 0 cost, or is it any Mechanologist item? I think it's any Mechanologist item, right? And that's the whole power play. So, yeah. If she puts out a Hyperdriver, is that good enough odds to then run Supercell? Because obviously the play is just, you just use Max's ability, you crank it, you play a Supercell with 1, right? You can put 1 on that, you generate another, and then the next Supercell you play for 2, and on and on. You can basically just stock up for a while. And that definitely helps with the resource curve. Maybe even New Dash, because New Dash can obviously put them into play if they're on top of the deck. There might be some shenanigans with Hyperdrivers. Talisman and a Haze Bending. So far, it's okay. Not fantastic. A Cold Foil is a Helm of Sharp Eye, so it's nice enough that it's a Majestic, I gotta say then. Fortunately, Cold Foils don't get the light, like the Rainbow Foils, apparently. Sharp Eye is kinda nice. Bash, what is it? Bash, the top card of your deck, you may play it with combat chain, activate its ability only if you control a weapon. That's it. Okay, never mind. It's not actually that great. I suppose Battle Worn's nice, but there's probably better pieces by now. Ah, look at that. So, what's the comparison? You look at Everfest, because this is just climbing and climbing. Like, Enigma, in terms of actual competitive play, I think Enigma is the big front runner. Just, again, being able to set up so much defense and attack doing the same thing is so fantastic. But yeah, so if we look at a Everfest box, right, it is sitting at 40, and they're actually sinking, interesting. 40, well, last sold was 40. That's crazy, right? Last sold $40. Wow. And then Shimmers in itself, last sold non-rainbow foil for 24. So this is half an Everfest box just from one pull. I mean, if Everfest is not in the positive, it's got to be close. Which is good, because there's really nothing else to do it, right? You can either sell it, most likely for a loss. You might as well have the fun of cracking it. Bingo! Not quite. Bingo is such an interesting card. Like, God, if it had some more control, it'd be fantastic. But, yeah. And they reveal a card, so they get to choose. That's the big thing, right? They get to pick if this has go again, or if you draw a card. And that's just... Is that comparable in any sense? No, because in the classes where you want the card, they're obviously not going to give you the card. Classes you want to go again. I mean, in KO, it could definitely be fun, because either way, if it's, you know, the end of your turn, then it is kind of powerful. But for everyone else, it's just, your opponent has way too much control in, obviously, a strategic game like Fab. It's not going to bode well. But conceptually, it's really good. I mean, you could whittle their hand down, right? If they have no cards, then you're screwed as well. Maybe if it had a clause like that, right? If they can't reveal a card, you get to pick or something like that. Seismic Stir, a Talisman, and Runeblood. We're still hoping for a cold foil Talisman or Amulet as well. Shatter. Again, big problem with Shatter is that it replaces damage. If it was in addition to damage, God, that card is such good tech. But I don't think it's a loss. It's not worth the loss of tempo to, you know, maybe destroy something. Granted, you can definitely do a lot with Decimate Axe. Maybe if it had some form of buff with it. Other than that, nada. No EA yet either. Alright, Reek. Cool. There's our Cornfall Talisman, which is what we like to see. So 2 in a box, 1 normal, 1 Talisman. Definitely beats... Did I can the foil? I can't remember, I did. Definitely beats just 2 Talismans. And potions. I'm kind of getting into Trinket Kano. Maybe I'll play around. And maybe I'll want playsets of the Cold Foils. But again, I don't even think I want to put them in my deck. If they're Cold Foils. 1 on a hand. We get more Copper Gen? Great. I do like the fact that specializations, you know, extend past the original iterations of characters. That is definitely nice. But it also means that, you know, we want them to reprint the same characters over and over again. So obviously, Chain and Bizet. Right, Chain cards don't matter. 8 Pockets Live. So far, we've had okay luck. We've already hit a Shimmers. So that's pretty fantastic. I'd say this box is already close to being positive in value. And thanks for popping in. Bad Beats, Arcane, and nada. Right, 3 left, but again, that Shimmers definitely helped us. And Blood on our Hands, I think, is a couple dollars, if not more. Glide, and then a Swarming Gloomveil. I think that's also definitely played. With it, if you played or created 1 or more auras this turn, Swarming Gloomveil gets go again. If you have played or created 2 or more, it gets +1. If you played or created 3 or more, when this hits a hero, they can't prevent arcane damage. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that definitely gets played. Veiled Intentions is an interesting one, because there are some shenanigans you could probably do with Enigma, right? And Phantasmal Symbiosis plus Fractal Replication. Plus it has the whole, you know, if it's destroyed, draw a card. So I think out of the conversion cards that allow you to turn something into an illusionist attack, it's probably one of the better ones. 100 Wins as the EA. I do think it's decent, but it's not what we're looking for. Again, weirdly, I want Knick-Knack Bric-a-Bracs. Just because, again, out of all the EAs, that's the card I would personally play the most. But, you know, if we get a Pulverize, can't be unhappy with that. Or a Wildfire. Especially with Kindle coming out, Wildfire should be, you know, going back up. Alright, box 1. I'm definitely going to say we're pretty happy. There was a Shimmer in the case, considering these are the last 2 boxes from last time. Alright, collect the rubbish. the only tedious thing. I need like a shredder since we're doing Everfest. You just shred them straight away. Or rather, just a bin for my little desk area. I don't have one. Where's the empty box? $100 wins doesn't look too bad in terms of the foil. They foil the text box? I can never check. They don't, no. I guess it would be kind of nicer. But then, you know, it'd be hard to read, I suppose. With a few cases of Monarch, Everfest, and Tails. Sewing cards now. Prepare for Misval in a few weeks. Yeah. That's what we're doing, basically. Although, we did Dynasty in Everfest. You get anything good from Monarch? Nourishing is probably the better hit, right? Well, actually, no, because Prism is on the rise. So Monarch is actually a great one to open. Maybe we should open some Monarch, because that's another... Again, you know, I have the unfortunate of having quite a lot of Everfest, Monarch, and Tails sitting around. But yeah, Monarch is actually definitely probably worth opening. Because even Shadow Blade, Shadow Brute, and Rune Blade, they're coming back. But yeah, what were your pulls like? Ooh, Carrion Husk. That is definitely going to be hard to outvalue from LSS. Just, I feel like it shouldn't be 6, it should be like 4 or like 5, maybe. And then Library 2. Library is very niche though, but it does see play, does it not? But yeah, that sounds like a very good box. The question is, how many did you do in total? But yeah, considering the price of the box, definitely can't be upset with that. I mean, that's the thing. All the value is just going to go into the cards that actually can be played. And it's definitely going to be worth sitting on tail cards, because Elemental has to come back. Right? I can't see them, you know, just getting rid of one segment of Fab, because it was done... Do we say poorly or incorrectly? Right? Well, definitely tweaked, so the card will still be used. Cases of Monarch, there were some other big pulls, but they're parried at the moment. Fair enough. Foil goes there, and nada. Yeah, done. The Fable for 2 cases is definitely good. Raxon and Passing Mirage. Did you get another legendary from Recollection? Or did you lose out on the one before? Another 100 wins. But only a Nerves of Steel so far. This box is not as good as its brethren. Macho Grande, yellow. I'm so curious how decks can be reworked with new, right? And just the fact that if someone brings it to the competition, you gotta reduce the blues. He's bending, high striker, and just a normal Bravo. I mean, most likely for Tails, anything they print is single element. Similar to Icelander. But then Frost is also the one, if anything, they sort of stay away from. Other than that, nada. Scour. Destroy target X. Well, this could be interesting. Destroy X target aura tokens or auras with a cost of 0 controlled by target hero, and deal arcane damage to that hero equal to the number of auras destroyed. This could be interesting tech in Kano for and Vex and Quillan for Enigma, right? Just blow up their board. Stir, nada. We'll look up Scowl. That might be gaining a little bit of traction. Ah, cool. So it's sideboard against Prism. Definitely makes sense. What, do the Angels have a cost? Another EA. I want to say a high striker. If it was blue, kind of be happy, because then I might be tempted to play it. But again, copper is just such bad value for draw. But yeah, the popping of Ward, and then obviously doing damage, definitely makes it such good value. At least attention. We did get our full playset of every color last time, so I don't really care. That will be good for Riptide. And a normal Pulverize. Angels do is just extra. Ah, fair enough. But Enigma will definitely have more targetable other auras. Just a wild ride, it looks like. Alright, a foil knick-knack bric-a-brac. And a fire breather. So we're hitting our stride with M's. They're just not the greatest. Dasmal Haze. There's our cold foil. Oh, never mind. And a Majestic. A Dissolution Sphere. Whenever your hero would be dealt exactly 1 damage, prevent it. What class does that play around? I feel like they could have got away with red being 3, yellow being 2, just because of the exact clause. But I guess there are some classes that, you know, ping slightly. But even in Ninja, with the new crouching target stuff, it won't be 1s. They're things, and then a rare, and then a rare. I don't know. I feel like there won't be 1s in Zed. I mean, you got the staff to pump, and then you just have so many other elves. Plus, you'll have Art of War buffs as well. There's no way you don't just run 3. Just, you know, sack a Crouching Tiger for the buff and the draw, most likely. Right, so you can combo off even better. Slice and dice. Nada. Blade Runner. Meh. Oh, another Icelander. That's not foil. I gotta say, it's like a double-edged sword, right? Because I know we all would rather them be tokens. No, what am I saying? Yeah, no, they should be tokens. I was gonna say, you want to pull them at first, but then it feels bad to pull them. If they're tokens, you don't care. Yeah, heroes, adult heroes should be tokens. I mean, it's young. This is a supplemental set. But you get what I'm trying to say. It feels bad to pull it right now because even if it was still played, you definitely don't need them. I don't think they're short printed or anything like that. Alright, it's the last pack of this box, and this box is not being that great, unfortunately. And it's not that great to finish off either. So, what do we even get? Icelander, Sphere, Amulet, meh. Pulverize, I guess that's okay. Vexing Quillhand is probably a few bucks. Maybe, just because it sees play every time, I think. 100 Winds Red is probably good. Swimming Glue Veil and the Blood on Her Hands. And the Shimmering Silver, definitely. Other than that, I think they're all just okay. So, you know what, we'll check for once if we've done well in the box. Yeah, rares would be better. And then, you know, they short print them. And because I guess the argument against that would be if we make it rare, then in limited, every now and then you'll get a hero instead of a value card to play. In which case, you know, again, short print them. But the token makes obviously the most sense now that we have the double slot as well. And there's a way to, you know, do the weapons where you have the rotation of 3, right? You have half the time it's with a young, half the time it's with an adult, or even less if you want them specifically for limited. But yeah, they shouldn't be Majestics. Just, it's bad value for the slots, and it's just bad for the release of the set, because there's always just this clamoring to get to them. But the foil option would be nice. But yeah, probably not, right? Since the current look is, you know, rainbow foils are for promos. The old history pack EAs are now, you know, the Marvels. Well, I guess they were Marvels technically in the history pack, right? And the cold foil is like bigger promo. I do miss them being, you know, decent pulls in sets other than just the highest, the Marvel. Yeah, even that, as make them not as rare as they are. But still rare. It's a tough call. I mean, the young heroes should probably be rare, right? And a bit more common. Just because they will never actually hold value anyway, unless Blitz is made super more incentivized to play at a competitive level. Heroes are just a weird thing, right? I mean, equipment in that sense too. But that was the whole point of cold foil, to give equipment its actual value. Alright, make sure it is Everfest. Yes, good. There was another one hiding under this. So, I still have like 3 cases in the box I just pulled this from. At the very least, we'll open this. Well, that's probably a good one to go back to. Though it does look like the last set of the year. I actually know what, I'll still call it a 50-50. It is either Arcane, especially with the Null Rune promos and what they're doing for Mechanologist. Right, 5 of the expansion slots. Or, you know, a revisit to Aria. But the fact that this is a talented set, I'm gonna most likely guess that it's an Arcane set. Alright, what can we get? I completely skipped over looking up the cards that we did get. So we got Shimmers. Normal Shimmer is about 24. So again, that's kind of half a Tails box or a quarter, right? And then we got a Pulverize. No, we'll go off of a rough estimate. So we have Winds of Eternity Blue. Nope, 100 Winds is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, so Shimmer's still the bigger hits. Followed by Blood on Our Hands at about $10. Pulverize only about $5. So we got about 1 box left. Not left. Of value. Oh well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you hold on to Shimmers till, you know, like halfway through the season, Enigma's just gonna really make it a $40 card, probably something around that. Just because it is so impactful. And you basically just always want to have it on board. I mean, even just the fact that then it's priority for your opponent's attack over, again, hitting you, popping anything you have generated, makes it good as well. Alright, new case. What legendary would we even want? I guess the Skullcap? If we go back to Arcane, Skullcap will probably go back up a little bit. Maybe. Okay. Life of the party. And nothing else to start. Still a nice looking foil. Big Shots, Lantern, Grapetide. Not going to do it. Mainly because of the other combo beats. Actually, you know what? Grapetide has a new respect in my eye, because there was just that new Zen card, which was if you play a Tiger, you can give it the name of any card you want, which is just absolutely insane. depending on how easy that is to pull off, there are so many combo cards, if you can skip the start of the chain, right, more consistently and, you know, further than just the Mask of, is it Many Faces, right, that might end up actually doing well. So that's something to consider. Is Break Tide one of them? Probably not, actually. Was it? It's +3 and dominates, and when it hits, match the top card of your deck, and then you may play it. I mean, that is kind of nice. If it had Go Again, probably, but since it doesn't, that's probably the main thing that's stopping it. Clarity Potion for our first cold foil. Another reason why I just like opening boxes is, you know, you revisit cards that you probably have no recollection of until you see them again. Alright, come on, where are the M's? Smashing Good Time. What is it? Some buff of some sort. The next time attack action card hits a hero this turn, you may destroy an item they control with 2 or less. It's played from the arsenal, so it's worse plunder, basically, right? It's a buff and a destruction effect, which you might like, but probably not too useful. It's just across the board, not everyone's running items. Spectral Shield and another Blood on Her Hands. Oh, almost a playset. That's kind of nice. I don't think I'll ever really touch on Kasai, but for Cheyenne, they're nice. Opposing Visage and a Knick-Knack, so not great M's to start off. Right? I mean, the Blood on Hands, okay. It's what? You got Swing Big still, Shimmer, Blood on Her Hands, sorry, Miraging Metamor, Blood on Her Hands, and then Revel as the top end. That's not horrible. Alright, Reek, Corruption, Nada, and Nada. Do we know what the odds are on the Majestic EAs? Surely, it feels like I should have gone one by now. I feel like they'd be equivalent to the Marvel, so about 1 in 3 to 4 cases. Maybe they're much higher. Skullhorn, Nada, Skullhorn, sorry. Striker, 2 reds. Alright, first half of the box gets us Nada, and some more Nadas. Wide. Res. There's a Dreadball, which is kind of okay. Yeah, and if there's a consistent way to get the aim counter on Murky Shots, I think Dreadball, just for the complete and utter shutdown, would definitely be usable in Riptide. I mean, overall, it's just such a strong effect. Defense reaction can't be played from hand. I mean, I suppose it kind of means you don't really need Dominate, and you also leave the defense reaction in their hand for their turn. Just the arrow load up is just kind of clunky. Right. Nada. Well, actually, it's not that it's clunky. It's just that there are better ways. Wild Ride. Nada. Nada. Oh, and a Swarming Gloomveil, which average-wise looks to be about $8. That's kind of okay. Bad Beats. There's now 2 cold foils. Fortunately, both of them are just trinkets and bubbles. Not that great. One day they will be usable. I mean, I'd love like a alchemist sort of wizard, right? That converts items into something. That'd be kind of cool. Nada. Alright, 3 packs left for this box. Definitely been On the weaker side. Two to go. Come on, one more. Yeah, that's definitely the nice thing about the game, right? Anything is possible. Oh, well, we already saw... Oh, two good hits, right? Wildfire. I mean, I would honestly assume that this is probably at the top of their potential ban list for Wizard, depending on what they print, right? Because just, this is way too much applicable damage on your opponent's turn. If they want to make, you know, playing on your opponent's turn a real thing, then it can't be Aether Wildfire. It needs to be similar to Aether Flare. But till then, wonderful hit. And another Shivers, of course, which is fantastic, because now we're one away from a playset. That'll definitely help. Hopefully the last one is not foil. Big shot, and doesn't really matter. Again, that was kind of nice. The Aether Wildfire, where does it sit, though? That's the question. Although I assume it's not actually played in current Kano. Maybe it is. It's still nice damage. But there's probably better things to do. Right? Because this is definitely just your combo off step. With Kindle, it's definitely kind of a lot better, right? Somehow you have all three Kindles in your hand. It's just potentially 3 extra pumps of Kano's ability, plus then 3 extra damage to start it off and get over any arcane barrier. So it is slightly going up. But I think I only had 1, so it's definitely good. 1 more of that too. Although foil, again, meh. Alright. So, want out L. Or Strabo. I do have like 3, I think, Strabos. It's a bit unfortunate. I mean, I don't know if I'd rather the legendary hits, but I guess I should have got rid of him. Is probably the better way of putting it. I mean, the hope was with Living Legend that he would be on the rise again, but again, just from a support just from a support perspective, right? They could have really just done something tournament-wise to actually make Living Legend insane. Same with Blitz. Again, they can artificially inflate it, so it has the same incentive as Class Constructed, and I think that would be more than enough to, again, pump the popularity. I mean, there's definitely... Well, there's a normal Strabo. There's definitely people out there who just enjoy Blitz because of the pace and the speed, right? I mean, tournaments would be fairly quick, depending on the deck. There are some that can just go way longer. I mean, Enigma's one of them now, too, I think. I think she can really slow play Blitz. Maybe they'll do that. Maybe they'll sort of correct the timing for Blitz and then start really pumping the incentives to play it. But Living Legend should have come out of the gate running. I mean, it was kind of okay. I think the prize money was awful, but the statue was kind of cool. But then it was also kind of funny that it was all Stravos playing for a Prism statue. Statuette. That's the correct way of saying it, no? Ready to roll. Again, they have a return KO to Gambler days. Other than that, meh. Not worth the slot, definitely. And another Icelander. God. The 2 M's being heroes feels bad. Feels very bad. Come on. One more Shimmers. And then just swing big. Over and over. Steadfast and a Rolling Thunder. I mean, Rolling Thunder is definitely a cool effect, right? Pay 1, get anywhere from 1 to 6 extra damage. Maybe if it had Intimidate, similar to the other dice effects, right? Then it would be worthwhile to play. Actually, yeah. If it had Intimidate along, well, even if it was Intimidate if you've rolled X, you know, a 4, 5, and 6 or something, then I think it would see play. But in just KO shenanigans, definitely fun card. Or if it was like a blanket effect every time you roll. God, yeah, that would be the funnest card. And that would probably work in new KO as well. Well, he's rotating out. But just a brute card that was, whenever you roll the dice, you know, you gain, what would it be? Whenever you roll the dice, your next brute attack this turn gains X, where X is the number rolled. What would the costs have to be for that? It'd probably have to be a 3. 2 would probably fit better. 1 discard would probably work as well. But that would probably re-invitalize just dice shenanigans across the board. Because if you go on a nice hot streak with your dice, you could pump up something to be huge. Gold form and nada. We're halfway through again. Strava and an Icelander, neither of them special. Not that good. Good wins. Rares. Into skirmish. Nerves of Steel. Not doing it for me either. Move 1 counter from chest equipment you control. If it was any equipment maybe, and then battle worn and tempo and equipment you control don't trigger its effect. Or if it was A, cheaper, or B, reaction or instant speed, maybe. But as that, no. Nope. It's funny because you can look at a card like that and go, oh yeah, this sounds so good in theory. And then you actually, you know, sit down to play and you realize it's way too much a loss of tempo. For what? For 1 extra block. And potentially, well, again, it's the defense attacks with 2 or less. That's kinda even worse, right? So the bottom line, battle worn and temper on new equipment doesn't trigger if a defense attack with 2 or less. I guess the meta was that at the time for them to print it. Right, another EA, but it's just a rare slice of dice. That's unfortunate. Wax on. Mask of the Pouncing Lynx. Again, compared to what else is banned, I feel like the game has powered up enough where that's not as terrifying as it once was. And I feel like they're printing greater than 2 power attack cards, right, for Zen? Might have to look into the ban list and give it some thought. Blue Macho. Worst card now to run as Guardian into a new. But I don't understand why she's free. I guess it's for this specific reason, so no matter the matchup, you can always play the blues. Because I guess then, if you're against Guardian, blues really wouldn't matter. Because it would just be way too costly. I mean, maybe if it was something like, you may play them for 1 this turn or something like that, so you still had to pay. But, yeah, just spend the whole game slowly whittling down your opponent's deck, build up all your chi, and then just play their turns, basically. Definitely good for the long con. Oh, there was an M. Rain Razors. Alright, zoom in. And nada. Come on. Shimmers or swing big. Shimmers or swing big. It is a Blade Runner. Here's another Cold Fall Dreadball, which I do like, but we did get one last time. And then 100 wins. So, meh. Rolls are starting to get in the way. I have way too many stacks here as well. What are these? What were these? These are Majestics, but from another time, it looks like. Or, actually, I think they're playsets I'm trying to pull out. God, where can I put them? I don't lose track of them. I'll put that over there, and need to get rid of the giant pile. I need one of the, there we go, perfect. Empty Everfest boxes. I have way too many boxes like this, just full of cards. Okay, 2 boxes to go. One more shimmers or a... Oh, is that right? Why don't we just take a little walk, shall we? Don't mind the mess, but you mean those? And they're all full, by the way. And there's more in my car. I just haven't brought them up because we moved earlier in the year and I really can't be asked if they're goddamn heavy when they're full. And I also have the other count boxes, the single rows. But I do open a lot of Fab. All on the dime of MTG, thankfully. At least for the longest time. But yes, they are definitely worth every dollar. And one day they will probably just be full of foils and M's, or at least one of them. But at this point, I just find it easier just to put them back into the box of the case. Even if it's not as nice or easy to go through. I also mess this up now. Is it over there? That'll kind of do. Is that part of the playmat? No. It's like paper. Alright. Find the pools. So remember the placements. There we go. Fire breather. Statted better. Be a great finisher. I mean, it still might see play in chi building, right? I mean, every chi you have turns this into what? A 4, then a 7, then a 10, then a 13. If you're just down to chi, it might be something worth cycling, but then the red definitely works against it. But it's nice because it's 3 block at the very least. Amulets. Winds of Eternity. Yeah, I'm definitely off. Is it down more? I think it was like that. Yeah, that feels comfortable. Where my hand just leans on the edge of the desk. Nada, nada. Alright. Res. Nerves of Steel. Again. Kind of just go on the bulk portal pile. Can't ever see it being good, in all honesty. Now, recompense is something fun that I didn't realize, right? So the whenever you pitch a card, if you would gain exactly 1, instead destroy it and gain 3. Right, that wording is interesting when you have a few of them on board, right? Because you've pitched a card, you would gain 1, and then you destroy all of them. So, yeah, food for thought. You turn 1 red into a lot of value. Although it's kind of iffy with the instead. Maybe it's not it doesn't work. How exactly I'm thinking. That would definitely be insane, right? You turn 1 red into what would it be? Instead of gaining 1, you'd gain 9. Yeah. But yeah, so high roller. Right? If Rolling Thunder had that similar clause, It doesn't need the blanket intimidate, but if you roll X, whatever X is, yeah, and probably a 4, 5, or 6. And I think that's a passing mirage from the image, but no, it's a haze bending. Never mind. Nada. Ready to roll again. Striker. Res. This case is not looking so hot. Oh, Runic Reclamation. 3 for 7, is that worth it? Destroy any aura, it's kind of nice. Yes, in the purview of if we're thinking Enigma is actually going to dominate, then it's probably worth it. Because it's also, you know, potentially either a decent chunk of popping, or you hit something of value. I mean, technically, she could dump it into a Spectre. Wait, does Spectre stop the chain resolving? And hit effects resolving? I can't remember. Actually, I think it does. So never mind that tangent. Steadfast into nothing. Slice and dice. Another wildfire. That's decent. One more of that, and one more of Shimmers, and we have ourselves our playsets. Go. Nada, nada. Zoom in, even though it's pretty. Not that great. Alright, what was it? When you attack with zoom in, opt X, where X is the number of times you've boosted this combat pain. Yeah. Mainly because of the 2 costs. Another EA, fortunately, is just to pick a card. It is blue, so I would run it. Oh, and a swing big. So that is definitely better. I do think, though, it's definitely going to be overtook, right? In KO, I feel like there is definitely better stuff you can take instead of swing big. But maybe once KO rotates out, then you'll just want it for Big Rhino. Oh, we got an Earthlore Bounty. That's cold foil. That I am curious to look up. I do kind of like the wacky nature of just the random inserts of, you know, sometimes here's the bigger art. Like, they basically just, obviously, depending on the size of the text, go from there. That is kind of nice, right? So the Stalagmite is the same. But the Earthlore Bounty EA is on a horrible downfall, apparently. I guess people are cracking them and then no one wants them. A year ago, actually it spiked, interesting. What was released around here that made it spike? Bright Lights was a bit later, was it not? And then Heavy Hitters was here-ish? Actually, yeah, I'm guessing that's it. So it spiked into Heavy Hitters, and then you just didn't want it. So, it's a nice looking card. With a character we might hopefully see one day. Yeah, so it was speculated for Heavy Hitters, and then didn't pan out, unfortunately. Alright. Still, in terms of pulling cold foils from Everfest, it is something you want, rather than just trinkets and baubles. Okay, lucky last case. Sorry, box of the case. EA, M, Legendary, or even just a Shimmer. Right, just so I can have the playset. Pretty please. Swing. And no Majestic. Well, it's Illusionist. It is a rare, unfortunately. Taunting me. Signal Jammer. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy it and remove Steam count from... Wait, destroy it unless... That's not the clause I want to read. Each hero can't play more than one non-attack action card this turn. That would actually be good deck tech against all the new Mystic heroes, right? Because they definitely want to play non-attack actions. Skirmish into nothing. Nada, followed by some more. Another, unfortunately, ban card, but for a right reason this time. So, draw a card for each arcane damage dealt this way. God, that with Amp now, right? Amp, I can't remember if it is Wizard next time you deal, or it's your next non-attack. I should also realize that there's a listing for $73. Weird. Especially when you can see the last sold. But yeah. Eighth Vein was insane. If it wasn't instant, right, that simple change would probably be enough. Which actually something I'm really curious about is if they're going to lean more into erratas. I know it being obviously a paper card game, that comes to difficulty, but they had a kind of a big spiel, or not a big spiel, but just every time they mentioned, you know, updates for their new database in terms of policies, banning, restrictions, they did continuously say erratas, but I would assume that's more for, you know, ruling changes similar to the action point shenanigans. Was that new? I think that was new, right? When Wizard got out of hand. An Amulet of Assertiveness for a cold foil. Wax on. And nothing too great. Same. Spring Tiding. We do like Spring Tiding. Only it wasn't a spec. I mean, it works well in Benji, but I think it'd be more balanced if it wasn't a spec, because in everyone else you don't have the 2 damage protection. But it is definitely a potentially insane ninja card. Cable of so much draw. Foil Gloom Veil. Definitely kind of pretty, right? Nada. That beats Pulverize. So almost a playset of Pulverizes as well. Cold foil is the EA Lantern. Still kind of nice. Oh, and normal foil. Feel like it needed a little bit more oomph than just one though. There'd be definitely better value in like Warrior or some of the other classes where you know you have a one-handed weapon. If you could run this instead of, you know, potentially 2 pieces, right, rather than 1, or just as an addition to what you already have. I feel like 2 would have been a little bit better, and not potentially just broken, especially with what we're heading into. I definitely do like the art, though. Genus. They love teasing stuff. One day it will make sense and pay off. Fire Breather. Also a nice foil. Silver. Kind of helps. 2 foils. I think what, equipment-wise, the average you get is 6. So since I have 4 cold foils, I guess the 2 is good enough to put in the deck box. Another recompense. Alright, last 2 packs. Wild Ride into a Scour. That's okay. And lastly, EA, but it's just a rare. Oh, and a bingo though. Only 2 Shimmers, 1 Swing Big, 2 Pulverize, 2 Aether Wildfire. I feel like we actually end up getting 3 Swarming Gloomveil. But cold foil wise, we kind of did much better than normal. I guess that's not too bad.